Yes, dear my brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, let us continue what we were talking about the last one, and I said we will continue our speech. Let me tell you again what you are engaging in this intellectual immorality. The conservative opposition is moving on the intervention stage. The veil you hide beneath no longer conceals you to support all enemies of Turkish His Excellency Mr. President Recep Tayyip Erdogan, all local and foreign groups that are against him, and focus on this alone is intellectual and characteristic immorality, trying to ingratiate oneself with those who established a front against Turkey's struggle, saying give us a role to look, we are ready, and attempting to whitewash this artifice by defending it with terms such as conscience, rights and law, donates in a serious sense an extreme lack of character. It is cowardice as we know it, not friendly advice, appearing to defend fundamental values, making it seem like friendly advice, adding a touch of self-criticism and making a fine adjustment with an arrogant, wise attitude, saying, listen to me, see me, or you will collapse just like this, is nothing but knavery. Clinging on the Mr. Akram, who is really not even from the Republican People's Party, who is now clearly revealed to be party of a project even before he became mayor, sending him signals, is a sort of cowardice involving petty calculations. It is a feeling of inferiority hidden behind grand, exalted statements. Is there nobody who tells you stop? He is not a point to give you anything yet. Wait a little. Why didn't those spewing hatred and anger now say no to those authorities? Why did they exalt them then? We see that those who spew the most hatred, right, and talk with the greatest expectations, we see that those who rage with anger are those who benefited the most from the Justice and Development Party, AK Party governments. We are aware of the personal grudges of those who slyly joined the covert operations with a touch of friendly criticism. We see that those who were once elected as deputies, mayors, those who were appointed to the highest positions in our country, bureaucracy, transformed into the most aggressive enemies of our President Erdogan when they lost their prized positions. I wonder how some of those who are now spitting venom in their clones were closest to our president for all those years. Was your admiration then a lie, or is your fury today a lie? How could you maintain two extremes together, standing against our country's great struggle? Did you hate him back then too? If so, how did you remain in office? How could you not say no to those positions? Or were you placed there for a role, a mission, taking an attitude against our country march, rising period, regardless of the reason, paving the way for Turkey's enemies, regardless of the reason, is to declare war against this nation's centuries-old great struggle. Look at our past, look at our political history, especially to Ottoman Empire's last eras, and you will see that such actions have made our region, our nation, our centuries-old march pay a hefty price. Is the conservative opposition moving on the conservative intervention stage at a time when Turkey is recovering and starting to embrace a historical and regional identity, it being sieged, openly threatened with the war, and attempts to collapse it internally through coups was expected. Whenever we experience such historic turn in our political history, it turns out that groups inside the country have been unleashed on the ground. The July 15, 2016 coup attempt that was staged through the FETÖ terrorist organization is one example of this. Taking a position against our president and Turkey's current stance is now beyond a matter of local operation. It is blatant that the void left behind by FETÖ has been replaced with certain groups, and that these groups with conservative identities have been specifically chosen because they know that they can stop Turkey's conservative march solely with a conservative barrier. This is what I have been discussing in the article for the last 2 years that I spoke under the headings: conservative opposition and conservative intervention. I am referring here to an internal organization of intervention. Come on, answer the question: why this psychological operation? These groups need to be asked, why do you not say a single word against the project being implemented through Akram, Mr. Akram? Why do you not investigate the organized electoral fraud? Traces of Imamoglu were found in certain deep structures in corruption. Why do you not question this? The AK Party won elections for the 15th time. Why would you from the public opinion that it was defeated, that it lost? Why do you tirelessly write or spoke articles every single day about the government's failure? Why do you never talk and write on any other subject like what is happening around us and in the world? Why do you not take an attitude against the United States and Europe's aggressiveness against our president and Turkey and our nation? Why are you against Turkey's intervention east of the Euphrates in Syria? Why do you not make Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates open and mighty toward Turkey? Their hundreds of millions of dollars of aid to the Kurdistan Workers' Party, PKK terrorist group and other organizations, the subject of your articles. Why are you particularly close to those who have an issue with Turkey? Why do you appear to be aligned with those who have gathered those groups under a single roof? Why are you so bothered by the development Turkey, our country, has made over the last 15 years? Why does it not satisfy you? And why do you long for the past? Why did you object to the Afrin operation? Why do you take an attitude against the intervention east of the Euphrates River in Syria? Why aren't you reacting against the siege in this region? Or the United States build up targeting our country, Republic of Turkey? Are you also going to take action to prevent? Why? Are you also going to take action to prevent the new operation aimed at the east of Euphrates? According to you, FETÖ terrorist group doesn't exist either. The veil over you is not enough to hide you. According to you, there is no such entity as FETÖ terrorist group, and as a matter of fact, you would even claim that the July 15 coup attempt did not happen. According to you, there is no such thing as the PKK terrorist group either. There is only the People's Democracy Party, HDP, also their terrorist group in the parliament, and the Syrian Democratic Forces, SDF, in your, also their terrorist group. In your opinion, every decision the United States and EU makes with respect to Turkey is correct. And our country, Republic of Turkey, is always the one in the wrong. In your opinion, the June 7 elections should not have been reheld. A coalition should have been established with the CHP, and the AK Party should have been taken under control through the CHP. There is no longer any political identity other than the Turkey exists and the multinational exists. The development around the world and in our region put many countries in the same situation. The veil over you, your innocent words, can no longer conceal you. You are being exposed. You will see this hatred is going to drift you to places you cannot even imagine. İmamoğlu cannot be a legitimate mayor. The elections should be reheld. You have to know Turkey's High Election Board postponed meetings on renewing the elections in Istanbul, Büyükçekmece district. Istanbul and Büyükçekmece joined their meetings. The findings so far necessitate a rerun of the election in Istanbul. It is now a fact that those who were involved in the coup attempts worked in an organized manner in these elections as well. The issue presents a situation beyond the elections. The public conscience will not rest until the elections in Istanbul are renewed. If this defect cannot be eliminated, many minds will be tainted by doubt. İmamoğlu will never be a legitimate mayor. Thank you very much, and God bless you all, dear my brothers and sisters, with ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.